The time has come as Lil Bibby would announce news about Juice WRLD, sharing on his Instagram, "The GOAT, we party next week," which is a reference to the long-awaited The Party Never Ends album. With the album originally supposed to be released at the beginning of 2023, it was ultimately delayed due to many leaks of the songs it was gonna feature. However, the official release date was announced, and to understand when, we first need to dive deep into the new song titled Lace It. Released on December 16th, Juice WRLD's song Lace It features Eminem and Benny Blanco. As Benny would then write to his Instagram after the song's release, people always say things like, "This song means a lot to me," or that it changed my life. When discussing a piece of music they are listening to, Lace It truly gives that new meaning to me because of the day that we recorded it. It was also the last time I ever saw Juice. Every day that moment gets further away, and I would trade this or any other song we did just to have him back. I don't think I would be crying while writing this, but here we are. Jared, you are talent that will never be matched. Your laugh and spirit is infectious, and I'm gonna play this song so loud that you can hear it from heaven tonight. We miss and love you. The party never ends. He would then leave a message to Eminem at the bottom, which goes and reads, "Marshall, I don't even know where to start. I remember exactly where I was the first time I saw the video for My Name Is, and it stopped me in my tracks. I knew in that very moment that I had to make music and that I was gonna dedicate my entire life to it. You paved the way for people to be different and not feel weird about being an outcast. Both me and Juice wouldn't be who we are without you. Thank you." As Benny has always loved Juice WRLD, he even shared a message years ago when Juice sadly passed.
He goes in and does the entire song from start to finish, the whole song, the entire thing. So he does the whole song and he goes, "All right, run it back again. Pick the best one." In that moment, my jaw dropped. And I said, "Oh, I'm in the room with a superstar."
With Eminem being on the song Lace It, it came as a huge surprise to millions across the world. Juice WRLD took a lot of inspiration from Eminem, which is why it was a very special moment when Eminem gave praise to Juice for all of his talent, noting the unbelievable hour-long freestyle that he did.
Yo, shout to Juice too, man. Like, yo, that kid was so talented, man. He, like, his freestyle he did on Westwood where he rapped for an hour, like, what the? That's the that we used to try to do at the hip-hop shop.
As Eminem would also discuss Juice WRLD in other interviews as well, where he would go and share,
To be so young, he like mastered that so quickly. Like his potential was so off the charts.
Which makes the combo of Benny and Eminem on the first song of the Party Never Ends album very perfect. However, on the night of December 16th, we would then even see exclusive footage of Juice WRLD, where it would be shared at the Juice WRLD Day concert venue, where we would see this never-before-seen footage. With so much attention going towards Juice WRLD, this is where things would turn weird. A viral video of Juice WRLD's ex-girlfriend Ali Lottie would start going around online, where she would state, and I quote, "You guys really think Juice passed from that? You're wrong. You're wrong. Literally, you're wrong. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't even know." With this going viral, many threads would attach an old Juice WRLD tweet, as he may have stayed true to his word in 2017, where Juice WRLD would tweet, "My goal is to get overly famous, shine for a couple years, and then fake my passing," which would all then raise the question online of, is Juice WRLD actually gone? To understand everything, we need to dive deep into the day of December 8th, 2019. On December 8th, Juice WRLD, alongside his girlfriend Ali Lottie, his filmer, and his security were boarding on a private jet and flying into Chicago. While boarding the plane that was already late for takeoff for around 50 minutes, the entire flight felt very strange to Juice WRLD's friends.
It's acting weird, the stewardess lady was acting weird, and I just felt something off. I got up to like, yo, we should leave. You know what I mean? I got up and walked to the door, and then like,
crazy.
to see if the cars were still there, and I'm like, because I was gonna be like, yo, let's just go off this plane right now. Like,
why it felt so weird in the moment was because the flight was already 50 minutes late. However, the pilot was nowhere to be found. Usually a pilot is the first person on a plane. However, while Juice WRLD and company were boarding the jet, the pilot was actually able to smell narcotics going onto the plane. He would then quickly exit the plane. He would then call law enforcement for the tip of creating a massive setup on Juice WRLD. Law enforcement would tell the pilot to continue flying as usual. On Juice WRLD's private jet, he had multiple illegal items on the flight, from having over 70 pounds of extracurricular items stuffed into suitcases, 2 firearms with high-capacity magazines, alongside other items that was found in Ali's handbag. The flight was going normal as usual. This was, however, until arriving in Chicago, when they reached the point where they were able to turn airplane mode off of their cell phones. In other words, 5 minutes away until landing, Juice WRLD's team that was on the private jet would receive a text message and a warning from his friends that were awaiting his arrival inside of the airport.
everything was normal and everything was fine. And once we started getting closer to Chicago and we started getting service on our phones, our security guard, Hen, texted the group chat and was basically like, cops are here and they have a dog.
With law enforcement awaiting Juice WRLD's arrival due to the pilot calling the feds, this would be ultimately why Ali Lottie believes that Juice WRLD sadly passed.
I've lost 2 of the most important people in my life because of snitches.
Because it was at this moment when arriving in Chicago, everyone began panicking. With so much panic going on in a smaller private jet, Juice WRLD began consuming items that were stored in his carry-on bag. Law enforcement believes that Juice WRLD was taking all of these items in an attempt to hide them from authorities to lessen the amount of charges that he was going to take, as the plane was rented in Juice WRLD's name, meaning all of the illegal items on the flight would be put onto him for criminal charges, as there also was 2 firearms as well. Online lawyers would reveal that these type of charges would carry a 20-year prison sentence, as they transported 70 pounds of extracurricular items across the United States. Hearing that information would cause anyone to freak out and get nervous, which is exactly what it did to Juice, as right when the private jet landed, police cars would quickly start swarming the private jet, as well as bringing out canine units to help sniff out anything that was on the plane. But it would be at this current moment when Juice WRLD wouldn't feel right, and he would begin asking Ali Lottie for help. Ali Lottie would then begin screaming to the feds, trying to get an ambulance or some sort of paramedic inside of the private jet to help Juice. However, sadly, the feds were more concerned about the storage compartment on the plane than Juice WRLD. Many questions then started rising as to why Juice would even have all of this on an airplane, as his filmer, Chris, would then answer the question.
Weekend, we're going to Chicago to celebrate his birthday. It was just his birthday the other day, but we're going this weekend, Saturday. We're flying out there. We're gonna have a birthday party with his mom and family and friends and stuff like that from out there. So
an investigation would be quickly in place, as rapper Boosie would suggest that the pilot of the plane was ultimately responsible for the passing of Juice WRLD, referring to the pilot as a snitch. Because how did law enforcement know that Juice would be carrying several pounds of the things he brought? Did it have something to do with Ali Lottie's countless cases of trafficking charges? Was it Juice WRLD's Instagram lives where he would show everything off that he owned? Or was it all a setup for Juice WRLD to finally distance himself from the spotlight like he's always wanted?